What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97, and welcome back to another episode of WWE 2K14 Universe Mode. And we're coming off of one hellacious SummerSlam pay-per-view. Make sure to check it out if you missed it. But now, we're on the road to Night of Champions here, so let's go ahead and kick things off, of course, with Monday Night Raw. But first, we want to go ahead, in case you missed the pay-per-view, Randy Orton is your new World Heavyweight Champion. Ryback became the Intercontinental Champion, and Tons of Funk, surprisingly, won the tag team titles. But anyway, here are the rankings. As we can see, John Cena is the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. Vince McMahon revealed that since Cena was victorious in his match against CM Punk last night at SummerSlam, that John Cena is now the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. So we're going to be seeing Cena versus Ambrose at Night of Champions. So anyway, let's get into the match card here. RVD versus Kofi Kingston, Natalya versus AJ Lee in a one-on-one match. We have Brodus Clay and Tensai in a tag team match with Zack Ryder and Jack Swagger. The U.S. title was supposed to be on the line, but Miz is he's a little preoccupied at the moment. My car! So, yeah, anyway, we have Antonio Cesaro versus Bray Wyatt, and of course, in the main event, we have John Cena versus Seth Rollins. So let's go ahead and simulate the tag team match, and the New Millennia defeats Tons of Funk here. And they're set. I mean, they've got the rematch clause, so it's going to be Tons of Funk versus the New Millennia at Night of Champions for the tag team titles. Then we've got this Divas match here, and Natalya, the Divas champion, defeats AJ Lee. So let's go ahead and get into this one between the returning Rob Van Dam and Kofi Kingston. As RVD, he made some appearances in WWE 13. He was originally on SmackDown, but then he was brought over to Monday Night Raw about last month or so. And hasn't had quite... his luck is... it's a little meh. He hasn't really won any matches yet, but we'll see if he can defeat Kofi Kingston here tonight. But this could be a big win for Kofi.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, from Battle Creek, Michigan, Rob Van Dam.
Both superstars look ready. I'm excited for this one.
Approaching the ring, from Ghana, West Africa, weighing 221 pounds, Kofi Kingston.
And if you want to know how popular this superstar is, just listen to these cheers.
Alright, so now we're going to have Kofi Kingston one-on-one with Rob Van Dam. And this is a big opportunity for Kofi Kingston here to knock off somebody like RVD in this one, but RVD still yet to really win a match since coming over to Monday Night Raw, so this is also a big opportunity for him to start getting some momentum, start getting some pretty big wins, and head on the path to some sort of championship, maybe the United States Championship or the WWE title, wherever RVD would be sitting in at the moment, wherever his best chances are. But Kofi Kingston, nice leapfrog move and a double clothesline, or not double clothesline, like a acrobatic chop there. I don't know. Anyway, RVD takes him out with a clothesline there. And now, Rob Van Dam, there's the standing moonsault connecting onto Kofi Kingston. And anyway, so like I was saying, Kofi Kingston, he had the opportunity to get into a #1 contenders match at SummerSlam. Last week he was in a triple threat, but unsuccessful as The Miz ended up pinning Santino in that triple threat. But now Kofi, we do know he's in that U.S. title hunt. He's up there near the top, but he's just going to need to string together a few victories, and maybe he can find himself in that United States Championship title scene in the near future. But we know that because of Miz's issues here tonight with his car, somebody blew up Miz's car, so I don't exactly know who could have done that, but we do know now that Miz, his title match has been moved over to main event while he deals with his issues with his car. But anyway, so we're going to have Miz versus Swagger for the U.S. title. And if Miz wins, then you have to think Swagger would get a rematch clause down the line. So Kofi, I mean, if that happens, Kofi is going to be out of the picture yet for a little while. But if Swagger can retain, then maybe Kofi Kingston, I mean, especially with a win here tonight, could move himself into that #1 contender's role. But anyway, RVD now. Big kicks to the face of Kofi Kingston. And the third one as Rob Van Dam trying to fire up the crowd here. That's vintage RVD with the thumbs there. And now a big roundhouse kick from RVD. And now he's setting up Kofi here for that cartwheel moonsault. And RVD, he's just like a house of fire here, setting up Kofi for the Rolling Thunder. And now Kofi kicks back up onto his feet here. Could be looking for a comeback here. And a monkey flip takes down Rob Van Dam, and Mr. Monday Night could be in danger of losing his momentum, as now Kofi Kingston runs off the ropes and connects with a flying clothesline. And now Kofi Kingston going to the outside here. I don't exactly understand this method. I mean, he was just a house of fire right there. He was building up momentum, and then he just kind of shut it down a little bit there going to the outside. But maybe this is part of Kofi's strategy. Went for a crossbody, but RVD was able to avoid it. And now a drop kick to the sternum of Kofi Kingston. And RVD now dragging Kofi to the center of the ring. Maybe going to go for a cover. No, to the top rope here. And a big kick to the face there off the top rope. And once again going to the top rope. This time looking for the 5-star frog splash. But Kofi Kingston connects with Trouble in Paradise. 1, 2, 3. And Kofi Kingston knocks off RVD. And out of nowhere with that Trouble in Paradise, as RVD was going for the 5-star. But Kofi Kingston caught RVD out of nowhere with that Trouble in Paradise. As you see there, RVD had went for it once, but Kofi had got up to his feet, and then Kofi made it to his feet a second time to connect with that Trouble in Paradise out of nowhere. And Kofi Kingston, that's a big victory here, a huge win for Kofi Kingston as he defeats Rob Van Dam, a former WWE champion. And Kofi Kingston now, I don't know, that United States Championship could be closing in. I mean, Kofi Kingston, he could be very close to a championship match if he can just keep up the wins here. I mean, this is his first after losing that triple threat. This could be Kofi Kingston's chance to start building some momentum and get into the United States Championship scene. But he's going to have to pick up a few more victories yet to do that. But now we move on to a bit of an odd match here. Antonio Cesaro versus Bray Wyatt. As Bray Wyatt, we don't exactly know why he did what he did at SummerSlam last night, where he came out and distracted Antonio Cesaro, costing Cesaro a shot at the U.S. title and earning Cesaro his first loss in this Universe mode. But hey, maybe we'll be able to learn a little bit more about this whole issue here tonight in this match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, from Switzerland, weighing 232 pounds, Antonio Cesaro.
He's effortlessly multilingual and practically a genius. Greatness is on his way to the ring.
get this one underway here. Antonio Cesaro and Bray Wyatt. And like I said earlier, Bray Wyatt got involved at SummerSlam, costing Cesaro the match. But we don't know why Bray Wyatt decided to target Cesaro, or if he was maybe going, I don't know exactly what his goals were from that whole ordeal there. But now Bray Wyatt, what is this? He's leaving here. What? I don't understand Bray Wyatt's tactics here. He's just leaving the ring, and is he gonna take the count-out loss? I don't understand. I don't understand what Bray Wyatt's thinking here. But going up to the stage here, and now it looks like he's calling Antonio Cesaro down there, and Cesaro, he's gonna want to get him some of Bray Wyatt, especially after Bray Wyatt cost him a shot at the United States Championship at SummerSlam, and the referee trying to keep control of this one, as now we've got security and another referee out here. But Cesaro with a shot to Bray Wyatt. We've got to go to commercial here, folks. We'll try to get this under control when we get back. And we're back now here on Monday Night Raw from the commercial break, as we saw things are really starting to break down there between Cesaro and Bray Wyatt. But now we're back in the ring, and Cesaro with a Michinoku driver to Bray Wyatt. And that is a double stomp to the gut of Bray Wyatt. But obviously tensions are running high between these two. I mean, Bray Wyatt just seemed like he was almost goading Cesaro out there. As we know, Bray Wyatt, he cost him the shot at the United States Championship in that match against The Miz. So obviously, Bray Wyatt just playing mind games here with Antonio Cesaro. And Cesaro's got to be furious after the events of SummerSlam. And I don't know exactly what Bray Wyatt was trying to accomplish. If that was just sort of to prove that he's inside the head of Antonio Cesaro, well, I'd say he definitely has gotten inside the head and mind of Antonio Cesaro. But now he's got to be in the ring with Cesaro, and this could be the opportunity for Cesaro to try and get some payback and inflict some punishment on Bray Wyatt. German suplex there from Cesaro. As Cesaro, we know he is arguably one of the greatest wrestlers in the WWE today, not to date, today, that's what I meant, but I guess you could say to date too. I mean, Cesaro, he's one very talented superstar as he drops a knee onto Bray Wyatt. But I mean, just the strength of Antonio Cesaro, he's Swiss Superman. A match between him and Cena one day would be amazing, but anyway, so we've got Bray Wyatt here. That's the target for Cesaro here, as he's got him in the corner. And now Cesaro's starting to get back in control of this one, as he's got Bray Wyatt up on the top rope here. He's not going to be thinking that's exactly what he's thinking. Antonio Cesaro, superplex off the top, sending Bray Wyatt crashing into the mat, and yet again, just with that double stomp to Bray Wyatt. And now Cesaro just pacing around the ring here. I mean, he can't get too furious. He's got to control his temper. He doesn't want to slip up and let Bray Wyatt Bray Wyatt could sneak up on him and get a quick victory. You know, he could have a roll-up or something, just catch Cesaro off guard. And I don't know what Cesaro was doing there. Maybe that's part of that strategy of just try to keep your cool, take a few seconds to cool down. As you can see, he's pacing around in the ring now. Bray Wyatt re-enters the ring. But definitely when you're up against somebody like Bray Wyatt, it definitely does not help. I mean, Bray Wyatt, he's a master at mind games. We haven't seen him yet in this universe mode, but what we have seen from him in the past, Bray Wyatt, he is a master manipulator. He is great when it comes to mind games, and Antonio Cesaro, he might have to play some mind games of his own if he wants to try and level the playing field against Bray Wyatt here. But Bray Wyatt now, Cesaro was able to avoid it and connects with a big boot. As I think Bray Wyatt might have been setting him up for Sister Abigail there. But Antonio Cesaro leaving the ring now, and that's a very smart move. If Bray Wyatt's looking to try and end the match here, then Cesaro getting outside of the ring, trying to disrupt the flow of momentum for Bray Wyatt. As you saw, Bray Wyatt was just holding his ribs there. So he may have sustained a little bit of damage there as he's taken a superplex, and Cesaro just been stomping Bray Wyatt around the rib area. And now, Antonio Cesaro, this definitely will not help the cause of Bray Wyatt. A powerbomb from Cesaro. 1, 2, no, so close to 3, but Bray Wyatt just manages to kick out. And now Bray Wyatt, there's an Irish whip, pulling him back, but Cesaro now, with a jawbreaker, counters it. And a counter there from Bray Wyatt. I don't know what Cesaro was going for, but Bray Wyatt was able to block it there. And now Cesaro countered from Bray Wyatt, and an elbow drop from Bray Wyatt, as now he goes into the cover here. One. Nope, only a 1 count as Cesaro kicks out. And he went for a clothesline, but a roll up here from Cesaro and a rope breaks. The rope break may have just saved Bray Wyatt there. That could have been it. I mean, Cesaro catching Bray Wyatt off guard with that roll up here. And now Cesaro, but there's a kick to the gut. Nice counter there from Bray Wyatt. And now he's measuring him. Sister Abigail connects to Antonio Cesaro. And Bray Wyatt, he could be close to winning here. 1, 2, 3, and that's it, folks. The Sister Abigail sealed Antonio Cesaro's fate here tonight as Bray Wyatt wins in his debut match here on Raw. As we can see here, that powerbomb dangerously close to defeating Bray Wyatt, but in the end, it was Bray Wyatt with the Sister Abigail who got the victory over Cesaro. And now Cesaro, the tables have turned certainly against him as he was on a huge winning streak. He won his first 3 or 4 matches on Raw since his debut, but now he lost last night at SummerSlam, and Bray Wyatt with a victory here over Antonio Cesaro. So Cesaro quite on a bit of a downward spiral as, I mean, he had the opportunity to potentially get in a United States Championship match, but Bray Wyatt took that away from him. But anyway, I think it's about time we moved on to our main event here between John Cena and Seth Rollins. Cena, of course, the #1 contender for the WWE title.
Making his way to the ring, from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing 240 pounds, John Cena!
Oh, listen to this place. Everybody's on their feet. I love this atmosphere.
Approaching the ring from Davenport, Iowa, weighing 209 pounds, Seth Rollins.
Here he comes, the ruthless and relentless Rollins.
And now we're here with our main event. That's right, it's that time of the episode once again, folks. John Cena versus Seth Rollins. And as we know, Cena, he was named the #1 contender for the WWE Championship thanks to his victory over CM Punk at SummerSlam. So it'll be John Cena versus Dean Ambrose at Night of Champions for that WWE Championship. But he's going to have to work his way to Dean Ambrose as he takes on Seth Rollins here tonight. As Rollins, I don't know, he's just been kind of floating around yet in this universe mode as the Shield comes off their 6-man tag victory over the Brothers of Destruction and Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. And I mean, Seth Rollins, you know, that's 2 pay-per-view victories in a row for himself and Roman Reigns as, well, just the Shield in general has been on quite a roll. As we know, Ambrose won the WWE title back at Capital Punishment, defended it at Vengeance successfully, and then at Vengeance, as far as Seth Rollins' Roman Reigns goes, they defeated CM Punk and Daniel Bryan in a tag team match. And then, of course, at SummerSlam, the 6-man tag victory for the Shield. So anyway, the Shield definitely is on a huge wave of momentum since debuting here in this universe, as they even targeted Brock Lesnar at one point. But we haven't really seen any of Brock Lesnar since his ordeal with the Shield. I mean, Lesnar ended up getting a victory over RVD, and that was the last we saw of Brock Lesnar. He seems to be on a bit of a hiatus. We haven't seen any of Brock Lesnar since that match, so Lesnar, I don't know, maybe getting frustrated with his inability to defeat the Shield. But anyway, this match isn't about Lesnar. It's about John Cena and Seth Rollins. As Cena, I don't know, ever since a few weeks ago, or like after Vengeance, the build up to SummerSlam, John Cena beginning himself more on the shows. I mean, in WWE 13, it wasn't really Cena's year. He was not on, he wasn't really on too many episodes of Monday Night Raw. He was on the Raw roster, but he didn't really have too much going for him at the time. Getting close to post-Capital Punishment, John Cena had some matches with Daniel Bryan and was sort of even there with Bryan, as he did get a victory. Bryan won it back, and then I think Cena got a win on a main event. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just sort of going back and forth at the time between Cena and Bryan. But now John Cena, he was pretty much just thrown into that match with CM Punk via Vince McMahon, as it seemed like Cena was just getting thrown in there as almost an advocate of Vince. Advocate's not really the word I'm looking for. It's more of like a representative, as Vince had been saying to CM Punk that, oh, Punk and Bryan, a match between those two, wouldn't sell, that they've had issues with merchandise sales in the past. But then, of course, you got the face of the company, John Cena. I mean, he's been the golden boy for, I mean, he debuted back in 03, but I'll say more around like 05 when he started to take over, and he began to really become the face of the company. And, of course, he's sold merchandise, plenty of merchandising, even a little bit corruptly, but anyway, he's sold plenty of merchandise. But that's opening a can of worms that only Vince McMahon really should be talking about. It's also opening a can of worms with the whole IWC. But anyway, what we have is John Cena. I guess with his victory, he's been rewarded a WWE title match. And, I mean, with somebody like John Cena, you can't say that he really doesn't deserve to be up in that picture. I mean, as far as his history goes, he is former 14-time WWE champion. But anyway, Rollins with a cover here. And no, John Cena just barely kicks out there. It was almost a 3 count, but John Cena showing his resiliency, his Superman-like endurance that he possesses, and a nice back suplex there to Seth Rollins, as now John Cena picking Seth Rollins up to his feet, and a Hurricanrana there, or should I say, a Cena Karana from John Cena, as we don't see him use that move too often, but he does go to that. What the heck? Cena's not seriously considering stealing Seth Rollins' finisher here. Well, I think that's exactly what he was considering, but anyway, now he's got Seth Rollins rolled up here. 1, 2, no, Rollins reverses. 1, 2, and now Cena reverses. But like I was saying, John Cena, he rolled up Punk last night. Could we see the same fate here for Seth Rollins? That's 2 again, as we're still going back and forth here, folks, as Cena kicks out there at 2.5. And now Rollins connected with a punch to the face. But now he turns Cena around, and Seth Rollins for the second time, the Seth Walker connects. 1, 2, 3, and Seth Rollins defeats John Cena. And Cena, hey, maybe he should have stuck to what he knew. He probably should have went for the attitude adjustment instead of attempting to steal Rollins' finisher. Maybe just trying to play mind games with Ambrose. But it backfired on Cena, as in the end, Seth Rollins was victorious. And this is a massive victory for an up-and-comer like Seth Rollins. A victory over a main event player like John Cena. I mean, Seth Rollins, the Shield has established that they belong in the main event. And it looks like they're about to do some more establishing here tonight. Looking to make a statement, just taking out John Cena here. A 3-on-1 assault. And now Roman Reigns has a steel chair. And now Seth Rollins grabs the chair and just smashes John Cena with the steel chair repeatedly, as that's 3 shots there. And the Shield attacking John Cena here tonight, making a huge statement against John Cena, the #1 contender. But anyway, Seth Rollins, he got a huge victory here tonight. And Ambrose and Cena, they're going to face each other at Night of Champions for the title. And Seth Rollins cannot stay out of that top 2. He just can't stay out of that WWE title picture. But anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Keep on YouTubing.